Happy New Year's, everybody. I hope you had a very safe and fun New Year's Eve. You're bringing in 2026 the right way, the safe way, the healthy way. I wish you nothing but prosperity, peace. I hope God blesses and keeps you always. We've got some major, you're not going to believe what our President Trump, the man is an absolute machine, dropping truth bomb after truth bomb, just like he did on Christmas Eve through Christmas. He did the same thing from New Year's Eve into New Year's, and it is monumental. I think it's going to be an amazing preview of what we're going to see, especially in the earlier part of 2026, but maybe even throughout. I have a feeling, let me know if you feel the same way, 2026 is going to be a banger for America. We've got this. We're going to do this, and it's going to be absolutely, quite frankly, it's going to be beautiful, especially since I watch Professor Nez all the time with Melania. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy, and he's a good-looking guy, right? We like Professor Nez a lot. I love you too, Mr. President. Check out, before I share this clip of him just going off on the Minnesota Somali fraud, which I'm going to, and everything he's been posting in the last 12, 18 hours, which is amazing. I want you to see what President Trump, when he first showed up at his New Year's Eve ball with his stunning, the most stunning, elegant first lady we've ever had, Melania Trump, and a reporter asks him, "What is your New Year's resolution, President Trump?" Listen to what he says. This is amazing. The man, peace on earth. This is the most peaceful, peace-prospering president we've ever had. This guy has brokered deal after deal. What a beautiful thing to say. I want peace on earth. You know, the Democrats accuse him of being a warmonger, being somebody who is Putin's puppet, being somebody he's profiting off this and that war. It's all lies. It's all abysmal. It's all fake news. That right there is, I think, an emblem of what we're to expect in 2026. The man has brokered peace deal after peace deal and more to come. But the man wasn't finished. That was just the tip of the iceberg. Listen to what he says about what happened in Somalia. I've done about a ton of videos on Nick Shirley's amazing investigative journalism, real journalism, exposing the billions and billions in dollars of fraud with this migrant Somali community under Tampon Tim Walz's watch. Listen to what he says. This is powerful. Watch.
We're back. We're strong. I didn't think it could happen this fast. It's happening a lot faster than anybody would have thought possible. We have a lot of leaders here, great leaders like Tom Emmer. I watch him on television. He was talking about Somalia today. Where's Tom? He was talking about the Somalian population, and not very nicely. He was not nice. But that's okay. It isn't mine. Where is Tom? Right here. He's great. What a great leader he is. We need you in Minnesota. We need you in Minnesota. He's actually in Washington. Big, powerful congressman. But you did a great job today, Tom. Thank you very much. We all appreciate it because we want to take back our country. Can you imagine? They stole $18 billion. That's just what we're learning about. That's peanuts. In California is worse. Illinois is worse. And sadly, New York is worse. A lot of other places. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of it. It was a giant scam. Other than that, we're going to have a great New Year. Actually, I view that as a reason for a good New Year, because we're going to get to the bottom, but we're going to get that money back. It's all coming back.
We're going to get to the bottom of it. We had Kash Patel chime in. We had Attorney General Pam Bondi from the DOJ chime in. We had Trump chime in. I played the video yesterday about him talking about Caroline Leavitt, the White House press secretary, saying handcuffs are incoming. There are going to be people in jail because of this amazing community effort, reporting, documenting, filing it, sending it to the right proper people who deserve, not DEI hires. This is what America's all about. I have a feeling 2026 is going to be the year that we've all been waiting for, the year of accountability. I'm optimistic. I'm positive. Is it a guarantee? Of course not. Is it a promise? Of course not. But I feel like Trump, who focused a lot of the first year on foreign affairs, rightly so, not to say that he just completely neglected domestic, but I think he's going to go full force, full steam ahead domestic. He's going to be doing a lot of rallies. We've got midterms coming up. We've got a lot of important work to come up, which is why I'm working right now while we were on kind of sort of a little hiatus with my family. I'm not at my normal battle station in the studio at home, because this is very, very important. We cannot let the demonic cabal cult Hippocrats win in 2026. If we do, everything has been for naught. And President Trump knows this. This is why he's focusing and hammering down on this. I have to share this too. So President Trump just went on an absolute firestorm of truth bomb after truth bomb after truth bomb. And I think one of the most powerful things that he said was in response to what Karen Bass, one of the worst, most unqualified individuals ever to hold office, mayor of Los Angeles, who botched the entire Palisades, the worst fire in LA history, while she went to Africa on some ridiculous endeavor that had nothing to do with her duties. She was completely negligent, completely incompetent, unapologetic, fired the fire chief. I could go on and on. Newsom and Bass, it's probably the worst duo we've seen. They're like comic book villains. And here's President Trump posting this, reposting and actually pinning this post of Paul Perez and the Border Patrol. I'm going to share this right now in response to Karen Bass saying the only reason there's Hispanics working for Border Patrol is because they need the money. And she says it's sad, which is one of the most racist. You want to talk about racist and xenophobic or whatever the hell. I hate using those words, but they love those words. That's exactly that. That's the epitome of that. And Paul Perez proves them wrong. Check this out. Here, Trump posts this clip saying Paul Perez and the Border Patrol have done a fantastic job and so proud that more than half are of Hispanic heritage, which Los Angeles' incompetent mayor, Karen Bass, who hasn't even gotten the permits for people rebuilding their homes after the record-setting fire that took place. This is over a year ago now. And other third-rate politicians are complaining about our enlistment numbers are at records, and we'll keep it that way. There is no group I am more proud of than our Border Patrol and ICE, and nobody understands the border better than our fantastic Hispanic population, which continues to make America great again. I'm going to play this clip real fast from Paul Perez.
Border Patrol Council President Paul Perez joins us now. Paul, happy New Year's Eve. Strong words coming from Karen Bass. Your reaction?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Griff, and Happy New Year's. So look, we put out a statement because Karen Bass, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Like you said, I've been doing this job almost 29 years, and we've got a great Border Patrol, whether the majority are Hispanic, white, black, Asian, it doesn't matter. We're all Border Patrol agents. We all want to do the job. And what she should concentrate on, what is sad, is her having a sanctuary city and not allowing the LAPD to assist Border Patrol or ICE. There are so many criminals in Los Angeles that we could be going after. Criminal cartel members, gang members, criminal aliens that are just there because of the sanctuary cities that are put in place by people like Karen Bass. So that's what's sad. That's what she needs to worry about.
Paul, it seems to me that what she should be saying is thank you to Border Patrol for removing drug traffickers, rapists, murderers, and violent illegal alien criminals. And yet here she is blasting Hispanics. Talk to me about specifically, because I've spent a lot of time with some amazing Hispanic Border Patrol agents on the border trying to secure it. Talk to me about the pride they feel in the job they do.
Well, you know, something like what Karen Bass said, it really upsets us because, again, a lot of our Border Patrol agents, like you said, are Hispanic. A lot of them are from the southwest border. The areas they patrol are the areas that they grew up in. And so they're proud to do the job. They're happy about being able to secure this country. And they have a higher calling, which is protecting America. They know that when they signed up to do this job, they knew exactly what it was going to entail. And they've never stopped protecting this border, and they won't stop just because of people like Karen Bass saying stupid things. They're going to continue.
That's all they got. That's the Democrats. That's all they got. They are just make everything about race. They don't have a track record. They don't have any achievements. They don't have any accomplishments. They have no strategy. They have no. This is why it's so dangerous, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Americans, my fellow citizens. It is so dangerous if we let them win in 2026. What we're doing is we're emboldening propaganda, division, lies, hate, race hustling, and race baiting. Because if they win, they're going to look at themselves and go, holy mackerel, we haven't actually achieved anything. We haven't actually served the public at all in any capacity. And yet we still won. That's just going to embolden them to even propagate more lies. So we have to. But that's not the end of it. Trump kept going off and off. Apparently, George Clooney and his wife became citizens of France. And Trump posted this, which is driving liberals crazy. I mean, he is like the liberal tier creator. He says, good news, George and Amal Clooney, two of the worst political prognosticators of all time, have officially become citizens of France, which is sadly in the midst of a major crime problem because of their absolutely horrendous handling of immigration, much like we had under Sleepy Joe Biden. Remember when Clooney, after the now infamous debate, dumped Joe during a fundraiser only to go on to the side of another stellar candidate, Jamala? With a K exclamation point. He's the best. He's the best troll on the planet. I love you, Trump. How do you not love this guy? It's impossible. Who is now fighting it out with the worst governor in the country, including Tim Walz, Gavin Newsom, for who is going to lead the Democrats to their future defeat. Clooney got more publicity for politics than he did for his very few and totally mediocre movies. He wasn't a movie star at all. He was just an average guy who complained constantly about common sense in politics. Make America great again. He's absolutely right about that, by the way. He wrote an op-ed piece, just to kind of refresh your memory. Clooney wrote an op-ed piece in the New Yorker or New York Times, one of those woke leftist rags, saying that Biden should drop out. Next thing we know, he was ousted. There was no primary. They circumvented the vote. They circumvented the people. They anointed the least qualified DEI hire of all time, Kamala Harris, who spent over $7 billion, probably funneled through fraud money in some of these exposés that we're finding: Minnesota, Washington, Columbus, Ohio, California, etc. And she lost abysmally. She didn't win a single state that required voter ID. This post is driving the left crazy. And to just cap it all off, if you think, Nez, you're being a little too harsh on George Clooney, I like George Clooney. Let me tell you something. Clooney compared Joe Biden dropping out to a move. He compared him. He said when Joe Biden dropped out, that's something George Washington, like patriotism. He compared the worst vegetable in chief of all time to one of the greatest founding fathers, greatest heroes man has ever known. Not just America, man has ever known, George Washington. That, ladies and gentlemen, should tell you everything you need to know about George Sloppy Clooney. That's my kind of Trump attempt at making a nickname for this mook, but he's a major mook. I mean, you compare Joe to George Washington? You want us to take you seriously? Are you kidding me? Wait, there's more. Trump kept going on, and it was just an absolute firebomb. We are removing the National Guard from Chicago, Trump said, Los Angeles and Portland, despite the fact that crime has been greatly reduced by having these great patriots in those cities. And only by that fact, Portland, Los Angeles, and Chicago were gone if it weren't for the federal government stepping in. I would throw in D.C. as well. We will come back, perhaps in a much different and stronger form when crime begins to soar again. Only a question of time. It is hard to believe that these Democrat mayors and governors, all of whom are greatly incompetent, would want us to leave, especially considering the great progress that has been made. President DJT, Donald J. Trump. He's absolutely right. You know what happened in New Orleans, in Louisiana? You had government, you had law enforcement, local state officials cooperating, collaborating with ICE. Residents were thankful. Business owners were thankful. I showed many clips and videos of New Orleans business contractors saying, I'm finally getting work again. I'm a legal citizen. I wasn't getting any work. I wasn't getting any calls. Ever since ICE came and got rid of the criminals, got rid of the fraudsters, got rid of the illegals, my business is booming. I'm able to feed my family again. These people are heroes. Tom Homan deserves his own statue. Greg Bovino, commander of the Border Patrol, deserves a statue. These are true American heroes. I can't imagine. I get death threats all the time. Charlie Kirk, what happened to Charlie? What happened to President Trump? I know Nick Shirley is now being threatened with all sorts of death threats. I can't imagine the volume that Tom Homan and Greg Bovino get. They deserve all of our respect, admiration, and our acknowledgement. Give me a huge yeah in the comments if you agree. But wait, there's more. I mean, he just went off and off. New Year's Eve into New Year's. The Democrats this one drove Democrats crazy on X, and I was replying to a lot of these comments in between. The Democrats are a bunch of cheaters and thieves that never want to do what's good for America. 100% true statement. As an example, they refuse to even consider voter identification. Why? Totally good point. Because they want to cheat. And the Republicans should not put up with this and many other such things any longer. He's hinting at getting rid of the filibuster. If we can get rid of the 60 vote cloture, get rid of the filibuster, make the people actually debate in person, make legislation and lawmaking and policy making real again, we can bring voter ID in a national level. We can make our elections a national holiday, vote in person only the day of. And I'm telling you right now, the Democrats, the evil cabal cult called the Democrats, this current Democrat Party would never win anything ever again. And we would actually have real qualified people doing and representing who we are. Because enough is enough. America is sick and tired of working, paying taxes, doing exorbitant right things, law-abiding things, and just getting hung out in the lurch by these fraudsters, cheaters, and criminals. And so President Trump is right, but this is driving liberals crazy because it's absolutely right. He goes on. I mean, look at this. Republicans, no more money to fat cat insurance companies. The money must go directly to the people to buy their own health care. Absolutely. The United States has set a world record on investments being made into a country, and it is trillions of dollars more than number two, China. This is singularly because of tariffs. So he goes off on tariffs. He talks about the Somali fraud, total fraud, Minnesota Somali run. So he acknowledges Nick Shirley's work. Bizarrely reports all their important documents about childcare were stolen in a mysterious break-in. So this owner or sub-owner, I did a story on this yesterday, and Trump acknowledged it. How convenient when pressed by authorities, they suddenly, out of the blue, somebody stole all their childcare documents, all their enrollment documents. Why? God knows why. I mean, this is SNL in the worst comical, ironical. You couldn't write this stuff. It's pathetic. It's a lie. I did a story on this yesterday, and Trump acknowledged it. Trump also acknowledged Minnesota daycare scandal sparks concern over election policy that allows a voter to vouch for others. So the fraud that Nick Shirley exposed in the daycare and the Medicaid fraud, billions and billions of dollars, they also found out that this was also related or connected to a lot of the voter fraud, where Minnesota daycare kind of led to even more fraud found in elections in Minnesota under Tampon Tim, the worst governor since Gavin Newsom. Lastly, I just want to share these two amazing posts. Much of the Minnesota fraud, up to 90%, is caused by people that came into our country illegally from Somalia. Congresswoman Omar, an ungrateful loser who only complains and never contributes, is one of the many scammers. Did she really marry her brother? Lowlifes like this, yes, she did, Mr. President. Lowlifes like this can only be a liability to our country's greatness. Send them back from where they came. Somalia, perhaps the worst and most corrupt country on earth. Make America great again. There is more fraud in California than there is in Minnesota, if that is even possible. When you add in election fraud, then they are tied for first. 2 crooked governors, 2 crooked states. Amen. I can't tell you how refreshing it is, America, to have a president like this who tells it like it is, sees it like it is, knows it like it is, has the balls to tell everybody what he's thinking, has the balls to tell everyone, you know what? What you see is valid. What you're feeling in your wallet is valid. What you feel in your heart is valid. Everything that's going on, all the evidence that's coming out by real journalists, a journalism that is new, a media that is new, of the people, by the people, for the people, is valid. That is historic. We're so lucky. God bless everybody. Happy New Year to everyone. We are so lucky, America. I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to work. You can help by tapping the thumbs up and sharing this with everybody. It doesn't cost you a thing. Even if you're watching on TV, you can do it on your remote. Tap the thumbs up. Share this with everybody that you know, because we want to make common sense go viral. That is how you can contribute, and it doesn't cost you anything. Thank you so much. I can't wait to hear from you. Let me know what you think of these amazing New Year's Eve and New Year's Day truth bombs that our president dropped in a consistent, frequent basis that is just unprecedented. Let me know down below. Don't forget to check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It doesn't cost you a thing. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.